Welcome back, Wealth Builders. Welcome back to another Wealth Builders Wealth Transfer Blueprint live stream. Trying something new tonight, so y'all hang in there with me. But we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. So again, welcome. Let me go ahead and get my little thing here going to make sure I got this thing right. And y'all don't forget now, you gotta go to Patreon, the home page, and that's where you're gonna drop your questions. You go to Patreon to the home page and you gotta click on the first link on Patreon, homepage. You'll see the first post. It'll say Wealth Builders Wealth Transfer Blueprint live stream episode 24. Goodness gracious, we've been doing 24 of these things. I mean, goodness gracious, we started doing these in, what was it? May? I think it was May. We started the financial community late April, early May, and we've been doing these maybe second week into May. We started the Q&As every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and goodness gracious, it just 5 months goes by, 4 or 5 months go by pretty fast. So one, I want to say thank you to the Wealth Builders for believing in me and being a part of this fantastic financial community. So thank you right off the bat. Thank you so much for that. I also want to say thank you to the folks that participate in the community chat, in the posts that I make on the main Patreon homepage of the community. I want to say thank you to all of you folks that participate. I want to say also thank you to all of the folks that send me DMs, to have a direct conversation with me one-on-one. I want to say thank you to those folks as well. And in general, I want to say thank you to all of our wealth builders, right? We got 1,000 wealth builders scattered throughout our financial community. Now, everybody doesn't participate in the live streams, but that's okay. The main, in my opinion, now, some of you wealth builders may have your own opinion, and that's okay. But my opinion is this: the main part of this financial community is community. It's the interaction between the members, right? The wealth builders. That's the magic, guys. The Q&A is fine. That's once a week. That's fine. But that's not, in my opinion, that's not where the magic happens. The magic happens in that community chat where people are in there excited about building wealth, and they share that excitement with others. In my opinion, that's where the magic is. That's the secret sauce, right? I got into the community chat earlier today when obviously the stock market was going crazy, and all of the fun people were having in there. Just good, clean fun, building wealth, doing memes, all kind of stuff, just having a good time. See, building wealth should be fun, guys, and we should not do it alone. That's the power of this community, is we are not doing it alone. We're doing it together. And when we win, wow, we win together. And that was evident today in the community chat when I was scrolling through there. You guys were having so much fun. And for me, that touched my heart, because for me, I do this for that right there. Not for the Q&As. That's important, and I enjoy doing them. I wouldn't do them every week if I didn't enjoy doing them, but I do enjoy doing them. But I know from my perspective, that's the least important thing in the financial community. The most important thing, again, is the community. Y'all rubbing elbows together and hanging out with each other and doing your thing. That's the most important thing, right? So I want to say thank you again. I appreciate you for your 24th episode. I know some of y'all have made all 24 episodes, so thank you. I know a lot more of you guys watch the replay, so that's awesome as well. That's the reason I leave it up, so you can get the replay. It's just amazing. But I do want to make sure I stress to anybody in the live right now, or will be watching the replay. The whole point of this is community. It's not the live stream. So don't get bogged down on the live stream, guys. That's not the most important part of it. The most important part of this whole community is your camaraderie with each other, your interaction with each other. That's the most important part, right? That's the most important part in my opinion. So please make sure you interact with one another. Make sure you get to the community chat every day if you can. I know people are busy, they're working, they got their families, they got other priorities in their life, but you better prioritize wealth or you're gonna work for somebody for the rest of your life. So all I'm saying is, listen, you can prioritize wealth wherever you wanna prioritize it, but it's third on my list. First thing on my list is God, my relationship with God and Jesus Christ. That's number one on my list. Second thing on my list is my family. And then the third thing on the list is helping people. Good news for me is by helping people, I get everything I need. But I've been building wealth, man, for 30 years, using the big three for 30 years, guys. And this stock market thing, I've been in it for about 25 of those 30 years. So I'm not an expert here. I don't try to play an expert on YouTube. I'm not a financial advisor, but I am a guy that's been doing this for over 25 years. Just blocking and tackling. The basic stuff. Yeah, the basic stuff, right? Discipline yourself, be more consistent, and develop some patience. Those are your three things you need. Those are your three financial behaviors you need. You got to take those three financial behaviors and substitute, change them and move them in and move out three. Guess the three behaviors you need to move out. They're called financial killers. Pride, right? Fear, and greed. You got to move those three emotions out, and then you got to move those three behaviors out and bring in these three behaviors with this discipline, consistency, and patience, right? And I saw a lot of that in the community chat today. A lot of patience, and people were winning. People, it's so awesome when I get emails from folks that say, you know something, Richard, a year ago, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, 2 years ago, when I stumbled across your YouTube channel and started watching you, I started applying some of these things that you talked about when it comes to building wealth. I started applying some of these things. And you know something now, man? I'm building wealth. For the first time in my life, I feel like I'm in control of my financial destiny. For me, guys, that's what it's all about. It's not trying to be an expert. It's not trying to be right. I've just been doing this for a long time. So when I tell you guys at the beginning of January what was going to happen in 24 with the stock market thing, that's based off of history of just doing this for 25 years. In January, I was telling you guys, listen, get your plan together, get in place, start DCAing in, and I don't care if it's up, down, sideways, keep doing it. Those of you who followed that blueprint are feeling the effects of your portfolios growing, your net worth growing. And like I said, guys, it has nothing to do with me being right. It's just the history of the stock market. If you go look at the history and study this thing, and anybody that is just a normal person like you and I, who has built wealth, they're gonna tell you the key is patience, discipline, and consistency. Now, if you're a Wall Street alien or some billionaire, it might be a different strategy. But if you're just a regular person out here going to work every day, going to your business every day, taking this money and then, you know, taking care of your family and then put money into something that'll multiply it while you sleep. Come on, man. Come on. This thing is not rocket science. It's just developing those three financial behaviors and then adding to those financial behaviors 4 financial principles. Live on less than what you make, right? Live on a plan, stay out of consumer debt, save and invest. Boom. You do those 7 things, those 7 financial things. If you do that and you do it long enough, you're going to build wealth, man. You're going to build wealth. All right, let's get this thing real back in, and let's see if we got some questions, because I'm going right to the Patreon homepage in the Wealth Builder Financial Community. And guess what? I'm going to look for your questions, and that's where we'll be fielding questions from. Okay, but before we do that, let's take a quick little peek at what happened today in the stock market. Just real quick, and then we'll get into Q&A. Nvidia Corp, or Nvidia Corp, however you want to pronounce it. I don't care how you pronounce it. What I do know how to pronounce is $138.07. I know how to pronounce that. Woo! Here we go. It opened at 136.47. The low was 136.30. The high today, guys, 139, what was that, 60? Yeah. Now, what have I been telling y'all? I told y'all this last week. What did I tell you last week? I said, if we can get to 130, and if we can close at 130, I'm not talking about intraday, get to 130 and stay there for like 2 seconds and then go back down. We need to close above at 130 or above 130. I told you guys, if we can break that resistance level, then we got a great chance the following week, which is this week, to go to 140. That was the next resistance level. I said 130 is the first resistance level, but we got to close at it. We can't just hit it in a day. We got to close at it. What does that mean when we close at the 130? That means the market has accepted that price. They're comfortable with that price. That's how we closed at it, right? I said this week, if we can get to 140 and close at 140, that's the second resistance level we need to break through. If we do that, my prediction, an uneducated prediction, I'm not a professional. I don't try to play one on YouTube. I'm not trying to play one in this financial community. But I said we go to 165 by the end of the year. That would be my prediction. I don't know if that will be right or wrong, guys. But what I do know about the stock market is the only reason it exists is to make money. I don't care what type of setback we have. I don't care what type of correction we have. I don't care what type of consolidation we have. You got to understand the only reason we have a stock market is because it makes money. And at some point, we're going to get past that correction. We're going to get past that consolidation. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to go to all-time highs again. That's the whole point of it. So we know what Nvidia closed at. 138. What is our resistance level? 140. So we can close at 140 this week. Just my opinion, guys. I'm no expert here. I could be dead wrong, but I'm okay to give my opinion. You should be able to give your opinion, right? So here we go. We got Nvidia out of the way, but now let's look at the broader stock market. And then we're going to get into these questions. Let's look at the broader stock market. S&P 500. Told y'all last week. I said, guys, this thing going to 6,000 points before the end of the year. Go check out my videos from last week. I said, we're going to go to 6,000 before the end of the year. Guess what we did today? Guess what the opening was? 5,829.31. That's open. Guess what the low was? 5,829.57. That's the low. Guess what the high was? 5871.41. Closed at 5859.85. We're on our way. At the beginning of January, if you go back, look at my videos, live streams, whatever it was, I told y'all Tom Lee said this thing gonna go to 6,000 points by the end of the year. I said, guys, I believe him. I think he's right. And guess what? We're headed that way. That don't mean we'll get there, but I'm just telling you there is progress here. I tried to tell y'all that this last 3 months of the year, especially in the third quarter when we had that rocky third quarter, Remember we had that July, a little volatile, bumpy, slapping the video around, stock going all the way down to $90 a share in August, first part of, remember I told y'all that? And I said, listen guys, this last quarter, these investors got to make some money. They cannot close out this year. They're not going to be satisfied with just making money in the first 6 months of the year. Guys, it's counter to everything they stand for. If they just give up and don't make no money but the first half of the year and then the last 6 months they just don't make no money, come on guys. You ain't got to be a rocket scientist to figure out something was going to happen. And guess what? Rotation back into tech now. Why? Because they know tech getting ready to run, because when interest rates go down, growth stocks go up. These investors ain't stupid. They know when interest rates come down, which they are coming down. The Fed done already put that on the table. They already hit 50 basis point clip in September. Now they're going to do another 50 basis points clip by the end of the year. 25 in November, 25 in December. Rotation back into tech. Why? Because they know it's getting ready to run. Growth stocks getting ready to run. When rates come down, growth stocks run. So rotation back in. Now, does that mean they're going to stay in all year? No. Doesn't mean that. But I don't care. I'm in it to win it. I'm in it 365. I keep telling y'all, time in the market is better than timing the market. So yeah, S&P, really close to the 6,000. Let's look at Dow. Remember I told y'all last week, I said Dow is going to hit 43,000 points before the end of the year. Guess what it did today? 43,065.22. It got itself all the way up to a high of 43,139 even. Go look at what the Dow was in January 2024. Go look at what the S&P was in January 2024. Just saying, guys. Just saying, man. Just saying. NASDAQ, 18,502.69. Another good day there. So here we go. Let's get into these questions. Just wanted to give y'all that little drop, right? I just wanted to give y'all that little drop because you got to keep working your plan. You got to stay consistent on that plan. You got to stay consistent on your plan, right? You do that, you put yourself in a position to do what? Win. Not because I said it, because that's what history says. I'm a student of history. I ain't that smart, but I do know enough to be able to go look at history. Oh, what does history say about the S&P? I'm thinking about investing in an S&P 500 ETF. That tracks the S&P 500 index. Well, let me go out on Google and figure out over the last 10 years, what has this thing done? Because if I'm going to put my money in it, I need to have some history. I need to know what it's done over the last 10 years. That's all you got to do, guys. This stuff ain't rocket science. I don't know why people think they got to, oh, golly, I got to know all this stuff. No, you don't. You got to know how to use Google and know what to type into Google and go find it. Google does all the work for you. All right. So here we go. Let's see what we got here in the community from a question standpoint. I know y'all like, man, can you get to the questions? Yeah, okay. I'm glad y'all gave me 15 minutes to get it out. Y'all know I don't do live streams no more. I don't do daily live streams no more. So a little bit of my old live stream life crept back in. Appreciate y'all indulging me. Thank you. So here we go. First question. And this is a question. These questions are coming from the Wealth Builders Financial Community on Patreon. This is the only place I'm going to take questions from, right? So if you're a wealth builder and you're over in the community chat putting questions in there, ain't no questions coming out of the community chat. If you're DMing me on Patreon, ain't no questions coming from the DMs. You got to go to the home page of Patreon, and the first link, you're going to see me in there with this Wealth Builders. Ain't that beautiful Wealth Builder t-shirt? That's by that's Miss MJ in the financial community. She does this, and her and I have been collaborating. We getting ready to come out something real special. So y'all stay tuned for that. It's going to be on the main YouTube channel, though. We're not doing anything in the community, but it's going to be on the main YouTube channel. But it's going to be special, but it's going to be around wealth builders. So she created these t-shirts. She sent me 3 of them. and I like all three of them. So her and I decided to, you know, to share these wonderful t-shirts, hoodies, all kind of stuff. So be on the lookout for that. I just want to say shout out to Miss MJ, wonderful lady, came at me the right way, and I just want to see her win. I don't really care, you know what I'm saying? I just want to see her win. Don't get me wrong, I'm a businessman now. Don't get me wrong. Y'all, I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm a businessman, but I don't put money before people. Never. Do I need to do any of this? No. But I'm doing it because I want to help her. She came at me the right way. She's a vital member of our community. And I want to see her win. So thank you, Miss MJ, for these. These are wonderful. Coming to you real soon, though. So stay tuned to the main YouTube channel. It's coming. So here we go. First question comes from Londa. Welcome, Londa. I believe you're a newer wealth builder, so welcome to the community. We appreciate you. But I think you got a question here. No questions. I won't have any questions today. I'm just listening too. But once I get into this stuff, I'll have plenty. Okay, Londa. Well, thank you for joining us at least, and just listen. We got questions in here that may, you know, it may be one that you've been thinking about. So pay attention and hang in there as long as you can. We're gonna be on here for about 90 minutes. Okay, second one, make it happen. Second comment is by Make It Happen. I'm thankful for coming across your platform several months ago. I was appreciative at first because of being new to self-managing investments and figuring out some basics for wealth building. Your continuous reminder and reinforcement of the blueprint has been very helpful in building patience, discipline, and consistency. Learning bits about the market, doing some research, following different stocks and ETFs, and paying attention to the ups and downs of the market, trusting in the DCA strategy you keep telling us has been a guiding light through it all. The learning curve has been real. And although I'm not in this community every day, I'm grateful that it is here for me when needed. See right there, guys, that summed the whole thing up. I told y'all at the beginning of this thing what was the most important thing in here. And guess what? Make It Happen just hit it right on the head. He just backed up exactly what I said in the beginning of this thing. The most important thing, guys, is the community. You interacting with your fellow financial community wealth builders, just like making it happen does. You heard what he said, I ain't in here every day, but boy, when I am in here, I'm getting a lot of financial food, and I'm taking that financial food with me. I'm taking what I'm learning from the community chat. I'm taking what I'm learning from the main posts on Patreon. I'm taking what I learned from the Q&As. And guess what I'm doing with it? I've learned patience. I've learned discipline. I've learned consistency. Now I'm applying that to building my wealth, and it works. Thank you, Making It Happen. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate that testimony because I want people to understand that's what it's all about right there, what you just said. You just summed that thing up really nice and sweet. You just summed it up. That's what it's all about. It ain't about trying to be an expert. None of us are experts. It ain't nothing about trying to be right. All I can tell you guys, I've been doing this for 25 years. The stock market is a place people make money if they know what they're doing. If they can be patient, if they can be consistent, if they can discipline themselves, go big boy blue chip and buy and hold. Thank you, Making It Happen. Appreciate you. Valeria. Thank you, Valeria. I know you're relatively new as well, but thank you. I've been seeing you participating, putting your questions in there, getting feedback. I love it. Thank you for grabbing a hold of your financial destiny. Grabbing hold of it. Good for you. Let's see what you got to say here in your comment. Hey, Mr. Fang, do I have to open an account with Bank of America to get funds to show up in Mumu? I have deposited twice and it will take 45 days. Well, let me tell you this, Valeria. And again, I'm not trying to, be a know-it-all, but every one of my brokerage accounts that I have, and I have 4 of them, guess what? It takes a while for me to take money from my Bank of America account and put it in any of those 4 brokerage accounts. See, what you got to understand is the brokerage account is receiving the money. Why wouldn't the brokerage account want to receive that money as fast as they can? They would. It's the sending bank who controls that, not the brokerage company. So all I can tell you is be patient. It may take 4 to 5 days. So that's why I try to get folks to plan ahead. See, I try to get y'all to have money in your brokerage account so when the run starts, you're ready. Or when the dip season hits, you're ready. You should already have money in your brokerage account, a certain amount. I'm not saying you got to have a lot in there, but you should have whatever you believe you're going to want to invest. It should be in your brokerage account, ready to go. We shouldn't be being reactive. We should be proactive. See, you're sitting around here being reactive. All of a sudden, the market go to dip season or get ready to run. All of a sudden, now you want to be proactive. It's too late. Proactive happens before you're ready to invest. See, I got to be proactive and have money in my brokerage account anticipating anything could happen. And here's my money that I need to be ready to go when it does happen, whether it's dip season or whether it rallies. I got to be ready. That's why I got to be proactive and have my money in my brokerage account. I can't be sitting around, oh my God, I'm going to miss it because it's taking 3 days to get my money in my... No, let's be proactive, guys. Please. I'm not telling you to put all your money in your brokerage account. What I'm telling you is if you're going to be an investor and you're going to DCA and you're going to want to buy dip season, you want to catch a rally, if you want to be in the market, have money in your brokerage account already. Maybe you set up an automatic transfer from your bank where automatically every month it does it ahead of time. Not when, oh golly, it's the dip season. It's dipping. I want to buy it, but I don't got the money. That's reactive. We got to become proactive investors, not reactive investors, right? Right? So yeah, Valeria, get your money in there. I can't tell you where you open your account and any of that stuff. But what I can tell you is Moo, just like most brokerage accounts, they are receivers of money. I've never seen anybody that's receiving money says, no. Don't send that money just yet. Wait 4 or 5 days and then send it to us. That's not how it works, guys. So, because I get this all the time. Oh, golly, Moo ain't they did 4 to 5. Well, we ain't got nothing to do with that. Why would Moo want your money ASAP so you can invest? That's how they make money, off the deal flow, guys. Why wouldn't they want you to have money in your account so you can make an investment so they can make money off the deal flow? That's how they get paid. It makes no sense for them to delay your money to come in your account. Don't make any sense. Their whole thing is get your money in your account, make an investment in something, individual stock, ETF, and we get a little bit of money off of the deal flow. Again, not an expert here, just giving my opinion. You guys go out and do your own research and figure it out on your own. But Ms. Valeria, my recommendation for all you wealth builders, be proactive. Whatever amount of money you're planning on investing for the month of October or the month of November or the month of December or 2025, whatever you want to put into your wealth transfer blueprint plan, be proactive and get it on your brokerage account. So that way you ain't got to be running around worried about transferring nothing when it's time, right? Be proactive. Tracy, appreciate you, Tracy. Aloha, Coach Fain. I appreciate you and the wealth builders so much for encouraging me after I went off my plan last week and parachuted out of Nvidia. I'm chuckling a little bit because Tracy and I have already had this conversation through direct message, right? So I'm chuckling because her and I have already had this conversation. But I appreciate her sharing it with the greater group because it's a and I don't want to say it's a learning lesson, but I think when you have a plan and it's a long-term plan, if you pivot from that long-term plan, then you pivot. Now, there's nothing that says you can't pivot back, because again, I'm in this thing to $1,000 a share. It's at 138. I got a long ways to go. So you just have to figure out what is the right plan, right? So let's finish Tracy's comment. Aloha, Coach Fan. I appreciate you and the Wealth Builders so much for encouraging me after I went off my plan last week and parachuted out of Nvidia. I regretted it instantly, and the 10K gains seemed significant. FYI, that's significant. I mean, listen, if we profit, guys, that's significant, right? The whole key here is to do what? Buy low, sell high. The question is, what do you believe is low? See, this is where we get hung up, guys. A lot of us believe, oh, 138 is too high. So I got to wait till it go back down to 108 before I can get in. If that's your strategy, see, my strategy is totally different than that. My strategy is it goes to $1,000 a share in the next 3 to 5 years. See, that's my strategy. So 138 is a nothing burger in my strategy. That's discounted heavily. That's almost a 9x discount right now based on my philosophy. But I don't buy anymore because I already got 11,200 shares. I'm good. I've reached my quota. I've reached my limit. So it doesn't matter what the price is right now for me, unless it goes under $100 a share, then I'm in. But right now, 138 is attractive for me, but I don't need to buy anymore because I've reached my quota. I'm buying other things now. So one thing you got to figure out is what is low? Because the name of the game is what? Buy low, sell high. When you buy and when you sell is up to you. You got to fill in the blanks on this buy low, sell high strategy. You got to fill in those blanks. See, I filled in my blanks. My blanks are buy low and I don't sell till it get to $1,000 a share. That's my strategy. The only way I abort that mission and pull the parachute cord and get up out of that thing is if we have business performance issues. Companies losing market share, they not hitting their revenue numbers, all that kind of crazy stuff. When any of that go to happening, I'm out of there too. But if that don't happen, I'm $1,000 a share guy. And I'm dialed in, right? So I want to just say 10K in gains is still winning. Why? Because I bought low, I sold high, and I made 10 grand. Now, the question is, when do you get back in, or if you want to get back in? That's the question, right? Do I time the market? See, we talk about this. See, this is a perfect example. And I'm not saying this is Tracy. I'm just giving you guys my opinion on Tracy's question. This is not Tracy's strategy, so let's not confuse that. I'm just trying to, this is a teachable moment, right? So here's the teachable moment. I made money. I made 10 grand. I parachuted out. Now I'm thinking to myself, whew, I think I want to get back in this thing. But when do I get in? When do I get in? Do I wait for the next correction, which a lot of people believe is coming? I don't know if it will. I don't know if it won't. It doesn't bother me, right? That doesn't bother me. I'm in this thing to $1,000 a share. So it doesn't bother me one way or the other, right? But for most people, a lot of people are saying, okay, I want to get back in this thing, but at 138, do I want to get in at 138? Or do I want to wait till the next correction and this thing is down to 108? And then I get back in. That's one strategy. What do you call that? That's timing the market. See, that's timing the market. History tells us, for retail investors at least, history tells us that's not a good strategy. That's not Richard Fame's answer. I'm telling you what history tells you. History tells you when you try to time the market, it's not a winning strategy long term. Time in the market. See, time in the market would be, okay, this thing's trading at 138. What's my game plan for this stock? Okay, my game plan is to stay in this thing for 2 years. And I believe, based on my research and what the company's done, I believe in 2 years, this thing can get to $250 a share. That's what I believe. So why in the world are we waiting? Why are we trying to time the market if we believe it's worth 250 in 2 years and it's trading at 138? What are we waiting on? And again, guys, that's your decision. I'm just trying to walk you through the philosophy, the psychology of what you're doing here with the stock market, right? Am I going to time the market and play this game of, okay, when will it fall down to 108 again? When will it fall down? I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. None of us know that. Now, if you want to take that risk, then take it. It's your financial freedom. But that's called time in the market. Time in the market is sitting down and saying, okay, here's this investment that I'm looking at. This is the paper asset that I'm looking at. It's currently trading at 138. History tells me over the last 5 years, this company has more than 12x its revenues. History tells me in 2024, fiscal year 2024, it did about 60 billion in revenue. Fiscal year 2025, it's going to do over 100 billion in revenue, right? 26, 27, it should be up to about $250 billion in revenue. So history and the homework that I've done tells me this stock price could be in that 250 range in the next 2 years. There's no guarantee. But 138 to 250 in the next 2 years, if that comes true, why am I timing the market? Why wouldn't I just be time in the market and just ride it up? That's all I'm saying, guys. You got to figure out what you're trying to do here. See, when you're trying to time the market, you're trying to be the expert. You're trying to be the expert because you got to time it right. And history says most retail investors don't time it right. They time it all wrong. They time it all wrong. That's what history says. You might be the exception to that rule. You may be the smart one. You may be able to do that. So just understand what you're trying to do here, guys, when you're buying these investments, and understand your strategy. Is it long-term, short-term? If it's long-term and you believe the stock will go to a certain price and it's trading significantly under that now, why are you waiting for a crash? I don't know, but that's what I wanted to share with you. Now, again, let me go back to Tracy's comment here. Y'all know I couldn't help myself on that one. So Tracy says she made 10 G's. I say, just like I told her in private, I say, hey, you made profit. The name of the game is buy low, sell high. You made profit. Perfect. Okay? There was a hurricane happening with tornadoes, and I think it affected me, but it's still not an excuse. What is that called, Tracy? That's fear. See what I tell y'all, guys? You got 3 financial killers. And this gets all of us a lot of times on the retail side. These 3 financial killers: fear, right? Pride, and greed. See, fear got Tracy. She had all these natural disasters happening around her. She got a little panicked. She felt like, golly, I'm in the green. I done made money. I don't know if these disasters caused this thing to go back the other way. I don't know. But what it was fear masking itself in natural disasters. Hurricanes, tornadoes, wind blowing hard, a lot of rain. Oh my goodness, what's going to happen? All the news people, doom and gloom. Oh, it's going to wipe Florida off the face of the earth, all this stuff. All of that came in the form of tornadoes, hurricanes, all that stuff. But it was fear. That's all it was. When you pull back the mask, you saw fear. Fear just wrapped itself in tornadoes and hurricanes and all this other stuff. But it's fear. So that was one of the financial killers that hit Tracy, was fear. And don't get me wrong, guys, all of us are susceptible to that. I am too. I've just been doing this a long time. So I done been through a lot of this. Some of us that are newer at this, we learn though. But Tracy learned. She learned. She's at some point she'll get herself back to whatever she want to get herself back to when it comes to that particular company. But she learned, right? But again, I ain't mad at her because she made profit. And it's not too late if she wants to get back in and make more. That's my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, but that's my opinion. I had to pray to God for help to keep me calm because I just knew I made a big mistake and I missed my Nvidia shares. Well, God answered my prayers through you and the wealth builders. She's talking about me and her fellow wealth builders. You guys encouraged me, and today I was able to buy back half my shares for now. Good for you. Good for you, Tracy. And I'm going to tell you right now, and this is just my opinion, guys. You will not worry about it. It's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. I'm glad you decided not to time the market, but be time in the market and trust your instincts. Trust your instincts. And that comes with what? Financial maturity. See, we trust our instincts better, guys, when we're making financial decisions, when we have financial maturity. Now, Tracy went through something a few days ago that got her financial maturity up. She learned something from that. Now she said, okay, I learned what I needed to learn from that. Now it's time for me to get back in the game. Ain't no need of me sitting on the sideline feeling sorry for myself. It's time to get back in the game. What do I believe about this company? Okay, let's get back in the game. And that's what you do, guys. We don't sit around on the sideline and just feel sorry for ourselves in perpetuity. No, you get back in the game. You know the rules. I make a mistake, what do? I pick myself back up and I keep going forward. And I just don't make that mistake again. Right? So let's keep moving here. I will continue executing till I get my shares back. I learned a great lesson, and it will never happen again, and I won't look back. I hope to share my story so others can avoid the same move of selling too early. My question, have you ever parachuted out of a great investment early? Can you tell us about it if you don't mind, just so that we can get encouraged by your story? If you'd rather not, I understand. No. I'll tell you. So this was 2023. I'm in VGT. 2023. I think it was 23. 2023. I'm in VGT. Heavy in it too. Heavy position. Got in at 317. It was at about 417. 3 years later, it was at about 417 because I had been in it since 2020, rolled it to 2023. I'm up about $100 a share, about $110 a share. And I said to myself, is it time to get out of this thing? I said, is it time to get out of this thing? And I said to myself, golly, I don't want a 2022 to repeat itself. Remember what happened in 22? Everything was negative, right? I said, I don't want to give up that $110 a share. Maybe I need to parachute out this thing and, head a different direction. Now, in fairness, my goal was never to be in VGT forever. My goal was to get $100 a share and then get out of this thing. Took me 3 years to do that because I made a mistake in 21. I should have got out in 21. I made a mistake. Stayed too long. 22 happened. Everything was negative. 23 happened. Boom, back up again. I said, I ain't going through another 23. Let me get out of this thing. And I regret that because if you know anything about VGT right now, let's see where it's at right now. I regret that. That was one of my regrets. The only thing that makes me feel better is Nvidia. That's the only thing that makes me feel better, and that's why I'm also susceptible to fear as well, guys. And I've been doing this for a long time. But let's see what VGT is right now today. This thing is at 607. A year later, I bailed at 417. It's at 607. The only thing, because when I got out of it, I rolled into Nvidia. So I'm gonna be fine. But that, even me, guys, when I look back on it, that was a position I should have stayed in. But I allowed fear to creep in. and say, boy, you don't want to lose this $110 a share. You took you a while to get it back. You might want to get up out this thing and reposition and find something else. And I let that, and I said, well, you know, some big gain, let me get out of this thing. And I sold out. Looking back on it, I should have stayed put. I should have stayed put and then added to the Nvidia piece. Hindsight's 2020, right? My point is, all of us go through it, guys. Tracy's not by herself on this. I've been doing this for a long time, and even I get caught every now and then. But the difference is, just like Tracy did, here's what you got to do, at least in my opinion. You get yourself back in the game. I'm not sitting around worried about 607 right now. I'm not worried about that. I'm gone. I made my money. I'm in something else that's going to even pay me more. That's how you got to stay in the game. Now, if I was still on the sideline, I'd probably be kicking myself right now. But since I'm not on the sideline and I'm in SPLG, I'm in FTEC, I'm in the MAG 7, I got a heavy position in the, I'm great. This year has been fantastic for me. So I didn't lose anything. Actually, I gained more by moving my position out of there. But still, even a guy like me allows fear to creep in there sometimes, and I'll make a decision not with the logical thinking, because the logical thinking, Cap, I would have stayed. But see, I allowed my emotional thinking, Cap, to play with me a little bit. So I'm not immune to it, guys. I'm not immune to it. So don't feel bad if you get caught in that. But here's the key. Exactly what Tracy did. She got back in the game, right? She ain't trying to stay out here and time the market. She just got herself back in the game, which is what we want to do. We want to stay in the game until we get to what? That pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's what we want. We in the game until we get to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Thank you, Tracy, for sharing that. I appreciate you. Thank you. Basil, sorry, Richard, can you please mention your quick flip stocks again? Okay, those are my shorts. I got several of them. I'm in and out of them, right? And when I say my shorts, guys, I'm talking about stocks that I buy that my position is less than 12 months. It could be 3 days, it could be 364 days, but I'm out of them within a year. Like I said, anytime within that year, I'm in and out of them, right? I may sell them, buy them back again, sell them, buy them back again. So they're my shorts. Right now I got Serve Robotics. I don't know why I keep saying Serve Pro. Maybe I should look at Serve Pro though. Serve Robotics. I have, I can't pronounce the name. I call it Nvidia. Ticker symbol, what is it? NVTS. I think that's the ticker symbol, NVTS. I can't pronounce the name. But I know exactly what it is. Let me see if I can find the ticker symbol here. I think I got the ticker symbol. NVTS, I think that's the ticker symbol. Yeah, that's the ticker symbol. NVTS. So I'm in that. So you got Serve Robotics, you got NVTS, Nvidia, I don't know. I can't pronounce the name. I'm bad with names. I got Rocket Lab, Applied Digital. So right now, those are the 4, but I'm looking for more, right? And what's the plan? What's my plan? Not scientific. Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not trying to tell y'all what to buy. My little research I do is my own, right? So what do? I go find these companies that are tied to other companies, right? Or tied to an industry that's ready for disruption. So when I'm looking at Serve Robotics, why did I buy Serve Robotics? Because Nvidia bought a 10% stake in the company. Company had 37 million shares, and Nvidia bought 3.7 million of those shares. So something's getting ready to happen at some point. I don't know when, but guess what? Since I've been in, I've made some money. And the only reason I bought it, I didn't know much about Serve Robotics, but I know about Nvidia. And anytime the gold standard touches something, it becomes the gold standard by extension of the gold standard. So that's what I did. I just followed the gold standard. When I found out Nvidia had bought 3.7 million shares, 10% of the company, I said, something going on. Let me follow their lead. Let me get me some. So that's what I did. When you look at Rocket Lab, I just looked at the aerospace industry and I said, you got these 4 dinosaurs, these old school dinosaurs that control 100% of the aerospace industry. I said, at some point, that's got to change. So I go looking at companies like SpaceX, Rocket Lab, reusable rockets, and all this other stuff that they're doing, cheaper to make rockets, just tech, AI, that kind of stuff. It's hard for these dinosaurs to change their model, man. They're making $500 million non-reusable rockets. $500 million non-reusable rockets. Or you can go over and buy a $55 million reusable rocket. At some point, market share shifts to these people that are doing it. So Rocket Lab was one of those companies I felt like disruptor in the aerospace industry. Let me check them out. And then Applied Digital, Nvidia also made an investment in them, right? They made an investment in that company too. Heavily tech, right? All this stuff is tech. And then what was my other one? Rocket Lab, Serve. Oh, Nvidia, whatever it is. That's another one. Artificial intelligence. Go out and do your research on them. But those 4 are my shorts. So what do? I buy them, and how do I know when to get into them? So I go look at the 52-week high, 52-week low. So the 52-week low on Nvidia or whatever it is, NVTF, was like $2.14. But the 52-week high was like $8 and something. So I'm thinking, shoot, this thing trading at like $2.40. Let me go ahead and get me a nice little stake, grab me about 20,000 shares, and let's see if it'll run back to $8 a share. At some point, maybe it will. Now, it's a risk. You got to be prepared to take that risk, and if it goes to zero, it goes to zero. That's why it's a short. It's a risk I'm willing to take. I put my money in it, knowing that it could go to zero, but if it don't, and it go back to $8 a share, I'm gonna 3-4x my money. So that's the kind of stuff that I do with these shorts. I will gamble a little bit more with the shorts because it's not my real future. My real wealth is in these loans that I got. That's where the real wealth is. That's where my old age wealth. That's where the Caribbean island wealth. That's where that's at. That's where my generational wealth that I'm gonna pass on to my children is, in my loans. These little shorts are money that I make through active income that I peel a little bit off and I put it in a reserve and I put it in my short fund, and that's where I just go to town trying to make money if I can. Now, in one of my positions, I'm in the negative right now, a little bit on Rocket Lab, but it's the second bet at the apple with Rocket Lab. So I'm a little bit in the negative on Rocket Lab, but I know, not Rocket Lab, but Serve Robotics. Rocket Lab, I'm fine. Serve Robotics, I'm a little bit on the downside on that one, but it'll recover. I'm not worried about that one. NVTS, I'm up on that one. Applied, up on that one, but not to where I'm ready to get out of it yet. So those are my shorts, 50-50. It's like a 50, if you watch football, you know how sometimes when the wide receiver's running down the field, the defensive back, the quarterback just throw it up, they call it a 50-50 ball. That's what that is. It's a 50-50 ball. I come down with it, or I may not come down with it. It won't devastate me if I don't come down with it. But I don't do that in my long positions. In my long positions, they're all big boy blue chip, proven. No funny stuff in the longs. But in these little shorts, you know, I'm chasing FCF, right? FCF, and that's just free cash flow, right? So that's what I'll buy the cars with that kind of money. I'll do other little stuff that I do with that money, where the long-term money is just building, right? I don't touch that, right? So all right, let's keep going. I'm behind the 8 ball here, so let me go. Let me get going. So Basil, hopefully that answered your question. Valeria, how do I join the community? Valeria, you're already in the community. You wouldn't have a question in here. You're in the community already, or you wouldn't be able to send me a message in the post. You're in the community. You're in the community. Now, if you're talking about the community chat, then what I would ask you to do is somebody who knows how to get into the community chat, please go find her question on the main, maybe Coach Donnie or Tracy, one of you two, Coach Donnie or Tracy, go find her question, Valeria Joseph, and please give her the directions how to get to the community chat. I think that's what she's talking about. Thank you very much. Coach Donnie or Tracy, if you're still in, please do that. Me that big favor. Or Jay Young. Jay Young sometimes is in here too. So Jay, if you're in here, one of you three, please go to Valeria Joseph and please help her get to the community chat. Verdi, it was April because that's when I joined. You impressed me so much, and I speak to everyone all the time trying to drive members to you because I believe in you. Just saying. Thank you, Verdi. I appreciate you. You have been rocking with me. You day one. You day one. You day one. You're OG. Thank you. I appreciate it. Only Lord knows. Hello, family. I hope all is well. Richard, all we have to say is Nvidia to the moon. Nvidia to the moon. That's right. Only Lord knows. I'm with you on that one. First question, do you see Nvidia going higher after elections or slight pullback for a buying opportunity? You know, I think it goes higher. Honestly, I think once the election, which is less than a month away, once whoever is decided on this White House thing, I think that's going to give the market the spark they need to go higher. I keep telling y'all guys, third quarter wasn't all that good. A lot of your institutional investors sat on the sideline. So I just think this fourth quarter, these people got to make money before they close out the books for the year. So could it go the other way? Yes. Y'all know anything could happen. But personally, I believe it goes higher. Personally, I believe it goes higher. So let's see what else here. And also, what Mag 7s are you heavily DCAing heavily into at the moment? I'm fractional share trading into all 7 of the Magnificent 7 equally. So I take an allotment of money every month and I split it 7 ways through fractional share trading, and I put it into Mag 7 every month, right? Now, what I have done with one of the companies in Mag 7, which is Nvidia, I still do my DCA into the Mag 7, but I've taken that, not taken it out. What I've done is I've taken allocation of other money, whether it be my retirement money in my IRAs, whether it be my reserve money that I keep on hand for a rainy day. I've taken that money and pulled Nvidia out and went 11,200 shares. So I got 11,200 shares in Nvidia, plus I got the Mag 7, plus I got FTEC and SPLG. That's the portfolio. So, but when it comes to my DCA, it's every month like clockwork, guys. I don't fool around with that, right? And then if I got reserve money, which I do, and I want to buy shorts, or if I want to buy more Nvidia if it gets under $100 a share, then I got money on the sideline here to do that. But see, I need money on the sideline so that I can go to sleep at night. That I can weather any storm for 12, 18, 24 months without having to touch my long-term money. So I got to always have money on the sideline so that I can move mentally the right way, right? Because I know I'm a long-term guy in this thing. I might have to be in this thing for 10 years before I can touch this money. So I need some money on the sideline for that. That's my mentality, right? I don't want to touch this money in for 10 years, right? So yeah, I just DCA in through fractional share trading. So if I'm putting in $10,000 a month, I divide it by 7, and it just goes in through fractional share trading to the Mag 7 equally. Let's see what else Lord only knows has. I personally am buying Alphabet because it's on sale due to the news supposedly monopolizing search engines. I think that's perfect. Listen, guys, anytime you can get the Mag 7 on discount, guys, in my opinion, you got to take a strong look at it. Y'all do recall back in April when I told y'all about Meta. Remember I told y'all in April when Meta was trading at $420 a share? Remember those live streams? I was like, guys, Meta on sale, guys. This won't last forever. Now this thing almost $600 a share. Not even a year. Not even 5 months. Anytime you can buy the Mag 7 at a discount, guys, you're talking about hyperscalers, mega caps. You're talking about the most valuable companies in the world you can buy at a discount? Oh, shoot, man. Come on now. I personally am buying Alphabet because it's on sale due to the news supposedly monopolizing. That perfect. Go ahead. Y'all know good doggone well ain't nobody finna do nothing to no doggone Alphabet. Come on, man. It's a Mag 7 company. It's a $2 trillion company. The largest search engine in the world. Plus, they got a cloud service business that's killing it. I mean, come on. These people ain't finna touch these people. No, this is all propaganda. They might got a little fine. They might do a little something, something. They ain't finna. Listen, man. That's an opportunity. That's all I can tell you. It's an opportunity if it was me. I don't even pay no attention to all of this stuff. I haven't even looked at any of that because I know that's all propaganda. That's all propaganda. These people are not finna do anything to Alphabet. It's a $2 trillion company. I mean, they're not gonna do anything to them. Okay, hit you with a little fine. Look at all the stuff Visa went through. 30 billion here, 30, what, people still use Visa, don't they? Have they did anything to Visa? No. Come on now. They're not gonna do anything to Alphabet, trust me. It's an opportunity to get you a discount though. Couple years, 6 months, all this blow over. Boop. That's my opinion now, not a financial advisor. Just giving you my little 2 cents. Because it's on sale due to the news. Okay, we got that one. To me, those are news articles, sales being announced, but what search engines do you really use more than Google? None. That's the only search engine I use. Why would I use anybody else other than Google? I don't know. I wouldn't. I want to use the best. Ain't nobody else out there bigger than Google. I want to use the best. I don't want to use nothing that ain't the best. Right? If I buy anything online, I'm buying it from Amazon. Why? Because I'm a shareholder. If I'm going to Google anything, or if I'm going to search anything online, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to search it with Google. Why? Because I'm a shareholder. If I'm going to buy a smartphone, guess where I'm buying it from? Apple. Why? Because I'm a shareholder. I'm an owner of the company. Why in the world would I buy it from anybody else? I keep telling y'all. Listen, whatever I got to buy, I'm buying it from somebody that I'm a shareholder of. That's what I'm trying to do. Just saying. All right. Your thoughts is always appreciated. Much love to you, Richard, and the fam. Thank you, Lord only knows. I know I got all over the place a little bit, but I think I got you. I got you covered. I think I got you covered. Money Mac 5. My post from last Monday got deleted, but it's all good. DCA, SPLG, FTEC long term. Only missed the live 2 Mondays ago from Hurricane. Still rocking with you, Fame. Yeah, I'm with you too on that Money Mac 5. I appreciate you, man. I know you DCA and that thing in the SPLG, FTEC. Yes, sirski. And you should. Why? You don't have to be the expert. I keep telling y'all, listen, these big boy ETFs, man, you ain't got to be the expert. Money Mac knows that. Money Mac said, man, I'm gonna do SPLG, FTEC long term, and I'm good. And you will be, in my opinion. So appreciate you, Money Mac. Let's see here. Richard, your family are doing okay. Making it happen. Good evening, Richard. I hope that you and your family fared well during the past hurricane and all is well with you and your homes. Everything's A-okay on my end. Making it happen. We got some wind, we got some rain, but no damage. Everything's good. Family's good. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Are you still doing the live videos during the daytime? No. No more live streams right now, guys. Period. Right? I mentioned this in a video last week or a week ago, something like that. And I think I mentioned that to some of the wealth builders. My whole mandate here is to reach people. And if I'm doing something that's not reaching people to the extent I want to reach them, then it's worthless. And at the end of the day, the live streams, for me, were not reaching the people like I wanted to reach them. If I'm going to put an hour and a half into something, I need to reach more people. Or I just go back to making regular videos like I've been doing, and I reach more people. When I make just regular videos, 10, 15-minute videos, throw them up, I reached more people. So I don't know what's going on with the algorithm or with you, but my job here is to reach people. It's not just to do live stream. If live streams reach people, let's do it. If it don't reach people, not to the magnitude that the edited videos do, then let's just do the edited videos like I did for 4 years before I started doing live streams. You got to understand, I didn't start doing live streams until this time last year. And I didn't do it full time until around January, February of this year. I started doing the daily live streams. But at the end of the day, when I looked at the numbers and I looked at production from last year and production from this year, I'm reaching less people. So I said, let me go back to my regular videos that I was reaching way more people, and we'll just do that. And then I can continue to try to grow the financial community. So that's my mandate, is just to utilize my time as effectively as I can to reach as many people. I want to maximize the people I reach. Plus, y'all know that the live streams, you know, had gotten to a point where I believed it was counterproductive because people were not, the majority of the people were not there to learn anything. They were just there to whatever they do. And for me, I'm thinking to myself, you know something, I'd rather just do my edited content and then move on and just continue building that way, which that's what I did for the first 4 years on YouTube, and I did great. So that's the reason I'm not doing the live streams no more, other than the live streams that I'll do in the Wealth Builders. That's it. Other than that, I ain't doing no live streams. I'm just going to do edited content and call it a day. So here we go. Let's keep moving here. It says, I've had to switch browsers and I'm not seeing you pop up. I've done searches and only wind up seeing uploads of pre-recorded. That's right, because that's all I'm uploading right now. No more live streams, like I said. I mean, I'm not saying I won't ever do them again, but right now I'm not doing them. I'm more concentrating on the pre-recorded stuff. And then obviously once a week, I'll do the live streams here for the Wealth Builders. Trevor S., appreciate you, Trevor, man. I see you in the community chat, mixing it up, asking questions. I see you doing everything you can to participate. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate your hard work and your effort, trying to participate, encouraging others, building your wealth. I appreciate you. Hey, Richard, what's your thoughts on SOFI, as I see that as a top stock, especially now with $2 billion in revenue? That's just today. Been pumped in the stock. Love your knowledge, by the way, and the Wealth Builders group. Nvidia is definitely going to the moon. Trevor, that's a great one, but I don't know much about SoFi. I mean, I don't. Maybe some of the other, I know y'all have had some discussions in the community chat about it, but it's not a company that I'm going to buy. So I don't typically spend any time trying to, because I'm not a researcher of just random companies. I'm going to research something that I'm getting ready to buy. So I'm not very familiar with SoFi, but if you like it and you believe it's a winner, go ahead, man. It's just not something that I'm interested in, so I don't really do any research on it. But I know some of the other wealth builders in the community do, so some of those folks may be able to give you some of their opinions on it. It ain't something that I'm gonna buy, so it's not really something that I want to go research. But if you believe in it and you've done your homework, go get it. Skip. Good evening, Coach Fame. Really miss your daily live streams. My mornings and days aren't the same, but I totally understand. Maybe once a week, even if it's like a Saturday week reflection. That might not be a bad idea. Maybe I'll think about that, Skip. Maybe I'll just think about doing them on the weekends. Maybe I'll do them on Saturday morning and Sunday morning, and then during the week, we just get back to the pre-recorded stuff. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe let me think about that, Skip. That's a good, you know, that meets in the middle. And I won't be beholden to doing them every single Saturday or every Sunday. If I'm out of town and doing stuff like that, I won't do them. But if I'm home, maybe I will do them on Saturday morning recap and then do a little Sunday, not stock market stuff, but more just my mindset, and like I used to do in when I started my channel. I used to do a lot of that kind of stuff. So maybe we'll tinker around with that, but let me give that some thought, Skip. And for the wealth builders, it's really about you guys. If you're willing to watch it and you're interested in it, let me know. We'll see. I mean, I don't want to be spending 90 minutes or an hour and 3 people in there. I'm not doing that. So if y'all want me to do it, it's over 1,000 of us. Step up to the plate. If y'all want to see it, I'll do it. But I'm not going to do it if I'm the only one in there. It's not going to happen. So that's the tail of the tape right there. If you guys want that, drop me a DM or drop it down in the community chat, or drop it down in this particular live stream on the Patreon site and let me know. And if we get enough people interested in it, maybe I will. So here we go. So even if it's like a Saturday week reflection, just want to give you your flowers. You said early September to focus on ETFs and VGT, and it will get back to 606. It closed today at 607. I don't want to say I told y'all that. See, skip, no. I told y'all when that thing was down to like 540 something, I said, guys, this thing ain't going to stay at no 540 something. It's going back over 600. I'm telling you. Guess what it did? Back over 600. Skip paid attention. Paid attention to me. Wherever he heard me say that, he paid attention. But I definitely said it. I definitely told y'all when that thing was down in the 540s, because I told y'all if it got under 500, I was going to buy back into it. It never did. It never did. But I said, if it gets in them 450, 475 range, I'm buying back in. But it didn't. But it was down in the 540s. Somebody got a nice little cha-ching if they listen. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm no expert. I just follow history, guys. I just follow history. Another great call by Coach Fain. Keep up the fantastic work, and thanks for keeping the main thing the main thing. Skip, you got it, man. Thank you. Here we go. Nvidia. What's up, John? Nvidia, news that you can count on. Hey, Rich, question. Well, not really a question, just a word of how great this group is. Just wanted to say a big thanks to everyone in here. I am now seeing the profits of all of the inside wealth information that we all bring to the table. I have achieved a great milestone in my wealth recently building because of the people on this forum. Thank you so much for the encouragement when I wanted to sell, but I listened and held on to the stock. Also, for the ones that threw up different thoughts and ideas. So thank you for the bottom of my heart. All of you have helped me get closer to my financial dreams. Could not be happier. Thanks again. John, I appreciate you so much, man. You dropped so much information, whether it be in the community chat, whether it be in the posts on the main Patreon page. You dropped so much knowledge that you went out and researched and brought in that research knowledge, and you drop it in the community chat for all to see. That is priceless. So thank you for your dedication and hard work and your participation, because I told y'all in the beginning of this thing, that's what this whole thing is about. It ain't about no live stream. It's about the community helping one another build wealth. Collectively, we can't lose. That's what it's all about. So I encourage you, if you're not laser focused and tapped in, tap in. You're missing a lot of gold. Thank you, John, for your financial testimony. And I'm so glad that you are making progress towards your pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. Anything I can do to help, you know I'm right there for you, man, because I see the work you do. I see the knowledge you drop. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. That's what I love about this community, man. We got folk like that go out of their way to help other people build wealth, man. He could keep all this information for himself. He ain't got to share it, but he does. Along with everybody else that does it. Right? Coach Donnie, Tracy, Neil, GB, all of y'all, Jay Young, Trevor, all of y'all I see in there every single day rocking this thing. That's what it's all about, helping one another get to that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Let's see, Khalid, you too. I see you in the community chat dropping knowledge and asking questions. So you too, thank you too. I see you, man. What you do is not unnoticed. I notice it all because I'm in there every day, guys. I may not post, but I'm in there every day. All day in there, right? So I appreciate you. Thanks, Richard, for sharing your wisdom with us. I am happy to see Nvidia is going to the moon as you predicted. I have one question. What is your expectation for Microsoft as I see fluctuations in their share price for the last 6 months? Thanks for your support. I see Microsoft going higher. It's a $3 billion company. I mean, sorry, it's a $3 trillion company. Ain't nobody better at what listen, man, that cloud business, the cloud services business Microsoft got, guys, monster. Ain't nobody better at what Microsoft does. Nobody. It's going to keep going up, guys. It's the Magnificent Seven. As their cloud service business continues to grow, revenue is going to grow. I think Microsoft is somewhere around what, 300 billion revenue wise. I might be off a little bit, but they're like 300 billion, man. Nvidia is like 100 billion. These Microsoft don't play around. So Magnificent Seven, guys, like I've already told y'all, in my opinion, listen, man, you got 6 of the top 7 companies. You got 6 of the most valuable companies in the world in the Magnificent Seven. Microsoft at the top of the food chain. Well, second, behind Apple behind Apple. Apple's first, Microsoft second, but could easily be first. So all I'm saying, listen, man, if you like Microsoft, which I do, that's why I buy them in the Mag 7, DCA. I just buy them in the Mag 7, man. I just DCA. I don't care what the stock price is, because I think 10 years from now, it's more. See, this is how I'm in. See, guys, I don't make this thing that complicated for me. Some of us do. I don't. Somebody asked me, well, Richard Fain, what do you think? Do you think Microsoft will be more valuable in 10 years than they are today, Richard Fain? Absolutely. So why wouldn't I buy them now? I don't care what the stock price is. They're going to be more valuable. See, a lot of us got to have patience, though. And we got to figure out what the timeline is. See, my timeline is 10 years. There ain't no way that I believe Microsoft will be less worth in 10 years than they are today. It can't. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They will be worth more. Just the cloud services business is going to be a monster. Go check out their cloud services business, guys. It's going to be a monster. They're a hyperscaler. It's going to be a monster. So in 10 years, I'm just going to keep on putting my little DCA in and I ain't going to even think about it. See, I just keep putting it in. Keep putting it in. 10 years from now, it's going to be huge. I'm just telling you, it's going to be humongous. My Mag 7 is going to be humongous in 10 years. I don't even care what it is today. 10 years from now, it's going to be humongous. So DCA in, I don't worry about nothing else. I don't worry about nothing else. Just DCA in for 10 years. History tells me it's going to be humongous. So for me, yeah, I love Microsoft. But I love all Mag 7. I do. Here we go. Alvin Forbes. As a newly beginning investor, what would you suggest in the best way to log in? I'm sorry. Let me start over, Alvin. As a newly beginning investor, what would you suggest is the best way to begin your investing career? One, you need to figure out what you're trying to get accomplished. That's the number one thing you got to figure out, Alvin. You got to figure out why I'm even doing all this. What am I trying to get accomplished? I wouldn't buy nothing until I figure that out. I don't know how you can invest and you don't know why you're doing it. And I'm not saying you don't, Alvin. I'm just in general. Because people buy stuff and they don't know why they bought it. Because I ask them, well, why did you buy that? I don't know. A guy on YouTube said it was good. Or my neighbor said it was good. Or a coworker mentioned it. They have no idea why they bought it. They got no plan. They got no execution in mind other than just buy it. So what I would recommend to anybody out there that wants to build wealth using paper assets or any type of asset, figure out what you're trying to get accomplished. What is your short-term and long-term goals with that investment? That's what you need to be asking yourself, because that's going to determine what you invest in. So a guy like me, I'm brand new and I'm trying to build wealth over the next 10 years. First thing I'm going to say is, okay, how much money do I got to invest? Okay, Richard, I got $5,000 a month to invest, and I want to do this over the next 10 years. Well, Richard, what type of return do you want? Golly, man, I need to get at least an 8 to 10% return. Well, how did you come up with that number? Well, that's what the S&P 500 has done over the last 10 years. That's the market, right? The S&P 500 is the broader stock market. So if the broader stock market over the last 10 years has got a 10% return, I need to find something that's going to give me a 10% return or higher. right? So what did I figure out? I figured out why I'm doing it. Why am I doing it? Because I want to get to financial freedom. I don't want to work for somebody for the rest of my life. I want to get to a point where my assets generate enough income to pay for my lifestyle and I ain't got to go to work no more. That's my goal. How long is it going to take you to do that? Well, hopefully I can do it in 10 years. How much money do you need in order to get a 10% return and retire yourself in 10 years? Well, it depends on how much money I need coming in a month. If I need $2,000 a month coming in or I need 10 grand a month coming in, that is a big difference. Because if I need 10 grand coming in, I'm going to have to put more money in this 10 years. If I only need 2 grand coming in a month when I retire, I ain't got to put as much money in. So I got to figure out, number one, target date, target net worth, and target amount. Those are the 3 things I got to answer. I got to have an answer to those 3 questions before I can start investing. I need to know my target date. I answered that question. That's 10 years. My target date is 10 years from today, 10 years. That's my target date. Target amount. Well, in 10 years, I want my assets to generate $10,000 a month in passive income. So that's my target amount. So what's your target net worth? Well, the target net worth is what creates the $10,000 a month. So how do I know what my target net worth needs to be? I use the rule of 200. The rule of 200 says take the $10,000 times it by 200. That will tell you what you need to build your net worth to over the next 10 years to generate $10,000 a month in income. That's $2 million. So I've answered those 3 questions. I'm getting ready to start investing. I've answered my 3 questions. I know my target date, 10 years. I know my target amount, $10,000. I know my target net worth I need to reach in 10 years is $2 million. I take the $2 million when I get to my pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I've done it. I've reached it. Now I take the $2 million and I move it out of growth and I move it into income. I take that income and I go search for anything that'll pay me, that's good, that'll pay me at least 6% rate of return. Times that by my $2 million, that's $120,000 a year pre-tax. Divided by 12, there's my $10,000 a month in income from my assets. So over the next 10 years, I got to take this money that I earn, whether it be from working for somebody, my own business, side hustles. I got to take this money. I got to delay gratification and not spend it on stupid stuff to make other people rich. And I got to put it in something to make me rich while I sleep. That's where the big 3 comes in. So I take this money that I earn. I delay gratification because I keep it. I don't spend it on stuff that don't put no money in my pocket. I take it and I put it in stuff like paper assets, Mag 7, SPLG, FTEC, whatever you deem you want to put it in. But whatever you put it in, you should be searching for something in the growth stage that's outperforming the market. What's the market? The S&P 500. So everything I invest, if it's not outperforming the S&P, Richard Fain don't invest in it. Why in the world would I invest in something that's underperforming the market? I wouldn't. So anything I invest in, when I research it, it has to outperform the S&P 500 because that's the market. So if the S&P 500 this year is doing 19%, 20%, guess what? All these investments that I invest in, they're doing better than that. Every one of them. FTEC, Mag 7, and Nvidia. So now I know my plan. My plan is I need to get $2 million in 10 years. I also know I need to generate $10,000 a month from it. And I also know like I said, I need to do it in 10 years. I also know I got to make a certain amount of income that I can invest in something that's growing faster than the market in order to achieve that. Now, the question is, how much do I got to put in monthly, annually? Let's take a look. How much do I need to put in annually to get there at a 10% rate of return? And this is what I do, Alvin. This is what I recommend all of us do when we're trying to figure this thing out, right? So I go to calculator.net. So I go to calculator.net and I do a future value of money calculation. I already know 10 years is my number, right? That's my target date. I go to financial calculators, and then I stroll up to this little thing they call future value calculator. Now let's get started. I got 10 years to get this done. I want a 10% rate of return because why? That's what the S&P has done over the last 10 years. You go look at the S&P 500, 10 years. Last 10 years, it's done at least a 10% rate. Matter of fact, I think it's around 12%. But let's do the 10%. 10% rate of return, right? Because with everything that I invest in, I don't know what I'll invest in, but everything I invest in, it's going to do better than 10% because that's what the S&P has done. I got to outperform the S&P, right? Because I need growth. How much money do I got to put in to get to that 2 million? Let's say I'm starting out at 0. So how much do I need to put in every year? Let's see. Because it's going to tell me how much I got to work my tail off, side hustles and all other kind of stuff, right? So how much do I need to put in every year? Let's see. And this is the exercise, guys, we all need to be doing, right? So for me, Richard Fain, I'm starting out at 0. I want to be at 2 million in 10 years. I need something that's going to pay me at least a 10% return over the next 10 years, and I need to put in $125,000 a year. I need to put in $125,000 a year at a 10% rate of return. Over the next 10 years, I'm at my 2 million. So I need to say, okay, let me back into this thing. Let me back into this thing. I need to put in $125,000 a year for the next 10 years at least a 10% rate of return. Worst case scenario, if I can't find anything, I'll just put it in an S&P 500 since it's already done that, right? I can just put it in the S&P and forget about it for the next 10 years, but I got to do that every year, 125K. So let's do the math on that. I divide that by 12. Boom. Okay, every month I got to put in $10,500. Where am I at today on my income? All right. Right now I'm making, so hypothetical. Right now I'm making $7,500 a month take home. My lifestyle is taking 4K of that. So I got about $3,500 left over after lifestyle. Okay, first thing I want to do is go through the lifestyle to make sure I ain't buying crap that make other people wealthy. So let me go through the lifestyle. Let me go through this $4,000 a month in lifestyle to make sure I'm not making other people wealthy. So let's go through that first. Let's go through my expenses first. Boom. Found $500 on, streaming services and all this other goofy stuff that people spend money on, right? Boom, take that 500 and put it over there with the 35. Now I got $4,000 a month I can invest, but I'm short. I need 10.5. If I'm gonna get to my 2 million in 10 years, I need 10.5, so I'm short. I'm about $6,000 short. What do I need to do? Golly, man, I need to get some side hustles. I gotta figure out a way to make $6,000 a month side hustle money. I gotta figure that out. Flipping watches, Etsy stores, whatever I got to do online, whatever I can do, hustling on the weekends, I got to create another $6,000 a month. I create that $6,000, put it with the 4. Now I got my 10.5. Boom. There we go. That's it, guys. If it was easy, everybody would be wealthy. If it was easy, everybody would be at freedom. It's not easy. But that's the game plan. Richard Fain got to go out and find $6,500, $6,000 a month. How am I gonna do that? Whatever time I'm spending being a consumer, I got to turn that time into being a producer. See, a lot of us, we want to act like we're busy all the time, but we're not. Nobody is busy 24 hours a day. Everybody doing something in their downtime. You make 2 choices. You can be a consumer in your downtime, or you can be a producer. That's up to you. I choose to be a producer in my downtime. So I'm going to go get that $6,000 a month, flipping watches, whatever I can come up with online. See, that's my thing. I ain't trying to go out and do anything hard labor. I'm going to find something online. I'm going to find me something online to do that I can flip and turn into $6,000 a month. I'm going to find it. I'm going to use Google. I'm going to use every resource I can find, and I'm going to find something that I can flip into $6,000 a month. And then there's my $10,000 a month. I'm going to put it in something that outperforms the S&P. I'm going to do that for the next 10 years, every month, every year. And then at the end of them 10 years, I'm going to have $2 million. I'm going to take it out of growth. I'm going to put it into income, real estate properties that I own free and clear that gives me a 6% return, net in rental income. I'm going to put it in U.S. Treasury bonds. I'm going to put it in laddered CDs. I'm going to put it in anything that protects the principal. All I want to live off is the interest. I don't want nothing that's going to compromise the principal. That's why I take it out of growth. Once I hit my number, I take it out of growth because I don't need my principal compromised. I need my principal to create interest so I can live off the interest. And I pass the principal on to my kids when I leave this place. That's the game plan, Alvin. I just gave it to you. That's what I would do. Just like I said. That's the process. Just like that for all of us. That's the process. Take yourself through that process I just took you through and go get your wealth. Oh, I don't know what to do online to make money. Guys, it's a billion things out there you can do online to make money. Stop selling yourself short. Get out there and research it and find some. Hey, better yet, make a list of the things that you enjoy doing when you're not working. Turn that into a side hustle. You already like doing it. You're just doing it for free. All right, here we go. All right, guys, I got about, how many more questions I got here? Marlon Jordan, Nvidia to the moon. I'm with you on that one, Marlon. So, Alvin, I hope that answered your question. Listen, man, whatever you want to do, start with that scenario I just gave you. Figure out why you're doing it. Figure out why you're doing this. And then answer those 3 questions. Target date, target net worth, target amount. And then back into that thing just like I backed into it. Did you see me? I didn't care how much I need. 6,000? Okay, great. Let's go get it. Oh my God, that's too much. Where am I going to get 6,000? Listen, man, it's a billion ways out there to make $6,000 a month. Side hustle money. You got people on TikTok, kids. I'm talking about you got 10, 12, 13, 15-year-old kids on TikTok making $30, $40, $50, $100,000 a month, man. Come on, guys. We cannot allow fear to keep us broke. That's all that is fear. Anytime I hear some, oh, golly, that's a lot. I don't know what to do. That's fear. That's fear. One of your 3 financial killers. Don't let fear steal your financial freedom, guys. It will. Trust me on it. It will steal it. It will bury it. So don't get caught up in that. Just go make it happen. 1,000 videos a day on YouTube about side hustles. Go find one that piques your interest. You got 1,000 videos about side hustles every day on YouTube. Probably more than that. Just go up to YouTube and type in side hustles. Watch all the videos that come up. Boom, there you go. Find you one that you like. Go to work. A lot of these creators are much better than me at it because they tell you exactly what to do. I can't tell you all of that, but they do. So go to YouTube, type in side hustles, hit the search button, and a lot of them are going to come up and just pick you one that you like and do exactly what they tell you to do. Fred Swoop, Richard, is there anything else you would flip online in addition to watches? Anything. Anything. I flipped a lot of stuff online other than watches. I had eBay stores for years. I flipped all kind of stuff. I mean, I done flipped stuff from, listen, guys, when I buy these cars, they give me all kind of free stuff. I take all that stuff. Like when I just bought my Ferrari 488 Spider, they gave me all kind of stuff, man. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it online on my eBay store. Sell all of it. All I'm telling you guys is you can sell anything you want to sell online, man. It's people doing it. It ain't just watches. Find something that you know people need. Here's one. Y'all know people love smartphones, right? Now, I'm not trying to get in the smartphone business, but I will get in the smartphone accessory business. Walmart in the smartphone accessory business, Target in it. They buy them over there from China and ship them in here and sell them to y'all for $40, $50, $60, $80, $90 a pop for a phone case. Why can't I do the same thing Walmart does in my own little store? Buy it from the same place they buy it from. And I just sell it on my online store. That's all you got to do. All I'm saying, guys, is you got to go out and do some research. You got to go to Google and use the search engine and search for side hustles. Search for top 10 best side hustles to do at home. Just put that in Google. Search it. It'll come up with them. And then you just go through them. It's that simple, guys. Anything you want to sell online, you can sell it. Me personally, I try to sell things that don't weigh a lot, don't require a big old gigantic shipping price, because normally that's what kills the deals or kills the profit is the shipping costs. So for me, I want things that don't require a lot of money to ship, right? The watches that I used to buy, they had good margins in them if you bought them right, but that takes a while to get up and going because you can't just start one day and it takes a while. But an Etsy store, that's easy. That's easy. That's a no-brainer. Start your Etsy store. Go on Google. I mean, I did a side hustle video a couple weeks ago that I put up here in the, that's why I keep telling y'all guys, you got to come into the financial community and go to the post. I just put a video up a couple weeks ago, about a week ago, 5 side hustles, Etsy and 4 others that you can get started doing. Guys, if people are making so much money online, guys, it's just ridiculous. I'm talking about just regular people, man. Oh yeah, I started my Etsy store and started buying this little costume jewelry from China, and now I get it to my Etsy store, I mark it up, I do little fancy stuff around it and sell it online, making a killing. I'm just telling you guys, this stuff is not rocket science, I'm telling you. But what we do, we allow fear to make us think we can't do it. That's fear. That's fear, because people out there doing it. Just go to Google and research it. People doing it. But see, we'll allow fear to say, oh, golly, there's nothing else to do online. I don't know anything to do online. What can I sell online? Have you been to Amazon? Have you been to Etsy? Have you been to eBay? Have you been to any of those places? And you're at it. What do I sell online? Come on, guys. Just go research some of this stuff. You can go to Etsy and say top 10 selling items on Etsy. You can go to Google and put that in Google. Top 10 selling items on Etsy. Put it in Google search. Boom. Google gonna bring it up. And all you gotta do is go through those 10 items, figure out which one you like, pick it out, go to Etsy, put that in the search bar on Etsy, hit the search button. It's gonna tell you everybody in Etsy selling that. And guess what you do? Just go look at who's selling it and who's doing a good job. Click on their store. Guess what you do? Look at what they're doing in their store and just duplicate it. Guess what you do? You take that item, you go back to Google and say, Google, where can I buy this item wholesale? Hit the search button. Google gonna tell you where you can buy that exact item for wholesale. And guess what you do? Go back to your Etsy store and sell it retail. That's it, guys. I'm telling you, we gotta stop it. Don't allow fear. See, a lot of us allow fear to just wipe us out. Don't let fear wipe you out, guys. Don't let fear wipe you out. Timothy, hey, Mr. Fain, I sure miss your morning live streams, but I get it. We don't want you to burn out. Your opinions are truly appreciated. What is your take on the run that Palantir is on at the moment? Is it sustainable? Absolutely, it's sustainable. Palantir is going to be a great company, man. It is a great company. It's going to just be a bigger company at some point. This thing could run up, man. I'm telling you, they got a great company. Again, though, for me, when I'm looking at what I'm investing in, guys, I got to look at something that's already there. Something that's going to give me I don't know how big Palantir can be, and it may be bigger than any company. I don't know. But right now, it's not. Right now, 900-pound gorilla is all I'm interested in, and the Mag 7. All these other little companies that are up and coming, can you make a bunch of money on them? Yes. But I don't care about that. All I care about is 10 years from now, boom. Now, Palantir, I like Palantir, but again, am I willing to take a sizable position in that? No, I'm not. That doesn't mean you can. I think it'll be a great company. It's just not something that I'm willing to replace this with one of the Mag 7 companies. I won't. So the allocation of my money, I have to make sure I understand that. See, my allocation of my money has to go to something that I believe gives me the best chance over the next 10 years to 10x my net worth. And the Mag 7 for me right now, including Nvidia, is what's going to do it, along with SPLG and FTEC. So until I find something, in my opinion, that can replace those, which right now I don't see anything, I just stay with what I got. But Palantir, I think, is a great one, and I think will be great. So if you like it, go get it. Go get it, man. I think it's a great company. I think it's a great company. GB, hey, Richard, what do you see S&P 500 next year? Hope all is well. GB, appreciate you, man, for all you do on the community chat. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your leadership. I appreciate your participation on a daily basis, dropping knowledge, encouraging people, helping people out. Again, man, this thing don't work without good folks like you. It don't work. So I appreciate you, man. I just want to say that publicly. I appreciate you. Thank you. Next year, S&P. I'm going 7,000. I'm going between 7,000 and 7,500 by the end of 2025 on the S&P. I told y'all this at the beginning of the year. I told y'all, I said by 2030, I thought the S&P would be at least 10 to 12,000 points by the end of 2030. We're on that pace. Now, could something blow up? Yes. But once again, what did I tell you about the stock market? The only point of the stock market is to make money, man. So I don't care if it blow up for 6 months. It could blow up for a year, just like it did in 22. Guess what? It came back bigger and better, baby. That's what I'm telling y'all about the stock market, guys. It has to go up or it's no point of it. So 6,000 this year, got to go to 7,075 at some point, or what is the point of it? There is no point. If the point of it is not for it to go higher, why would people be investing in it? They invest in it because the whole point is this thing goes higher. It has to, or it doesn't exist. So for me, next year, let's go 7,000, 7,500. Do I got any scientific proof? Where are your charts? Where's your graphs? What's your business case? I ain't got none of that. I don't have any of it. None of it. I just know the stock market has to go higher. That's all I know. Why? Because that's what the 140 years worth of history says. 140 years worth of modern history in the stock market says it has to go up. It started, the S&P 500 started at 0 one time, and it ain't been back since. So what does that tell you? It got to go higher, guys. Keep telling y'all this, but we got to be patient. We got to be consistent, and we got to be disciplined. If you do that and just stay in this thing and just ride it on up, you'll be fine. So for me, GB, GB. For me, GB, I think 7,000 next year. I think somewhere between 7,000 and 7,500, because if we look at what happened in 24, let's just look at what happened in 24. What did we start at in January of 24? Let me see. Just indulge me here for a second, guys. Let me see what we started out with in January 24. Let's see. S&P 500 index, January 2024. So here it is. It says S&P 500 reached a new all-time high of 49.28 on January 29th. So I'm trying to figure out before that. I am before the all-time high. Let's see. Let me do January 1st. Let me see January 1st. Let me see if I can find it for January 1st. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go all the way back to January 1st. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go, guys. This is my point I'm trying to tell you now. Here we go. January 2nd, the S&P 500 was $4,745. This was January 2nd of 2024. What is it trading at today? What did it close at today? 58 something? That's over 1,100 points. And it ain't even been a year yet. If it gets to 6,000, guys, that's 1,300 points in 1 year. 1,300 points. Now, had you listened, January, when I was telling you the S&P 500, SPLG, whatever, you'd been up huge. But right now, you're up 1,300 points. It'll be 1,300 points by the end of the year because I think it'll get to 6,000. So next year, is it safe to say it can do 1,000? I think so. Why? Because you got a lot of rate cuts happening in 2025, guys. And I keep telling you, when rates go down, growth stocks go up. I'm telling you, you got another 100, 125 basis points worth of rate cuts in 25. Just saying, man, I think this thing goes to 7,000 next year. Somewhere between 7 and 75. That's my prediction. This year, already it's at $1,100 up from 4,700 to 5,800 right now. This is not even 10 months. It's 9.5 months. You gain 1,100 points in 9.5 months, even with a volatile July, slightly volatile August, and a slow start to September. And you're still up 1,100 points in 9.5 months. See, I'm telling you guys, in my opinion, I keep telling y'all, the whole point of the stock market, man, is to go up, man. I don't care if we have a consolidation. I don't care if we have a 22. It's not going to last. I don't care if we have a 22. I hope we have one so that I can buy more because I know it's going to go back up because that's the whole point of it. If that ain't the point of it, then it wouldn't exist. It exists because that's the point. It goes up. But you got to have consolidations. You got to have pullbacks. You got to have corrections, or nobody would be able to afford to buy anything because they'd all be tens of thousands of dollars a share. So you got to have a correction. You got to have a pullback. You got to have a consolidation so that retail investors can afford it. Just think if we never had a pullback, guys, nobody would be able to afford this other than billionaires and hedge funds. None of us would be able to afford none of this stuff if we never had a consolidation, if we never had a pullback. So pullbacks and consolidations are healthy for our stock market so that all of us can participate. That's all I'm saying. So don't get, oh my God, he said it'd be 7,000 and it's 55. Great. I'm going to buy more of it because I know the following year in 26, guess what it's going to do? It's going to 75. That's the whole point of it. Whole point of this thing is to make money. The whole point. Barbara Jordan, good evening, Richard. What are your main points that you look for when researching stocks? Number one, Barbara, I don't consider myself a researcher, but if I'm looking at something, let's take this one for example. So let's say back in December, November of 2023, I started thinking about, okay, I've already gotten out of VGT, out of VOO. Am I going back into these guys in 2024? Or do I want to find something else? So I said to myself, okay, let me start researching a couple other ETFs that I could replace these two for. So I settled on SPLG. And how did I get SPLG? Somebody in the comment section of one of my videos said, hey, Richard, if you like VOO, you may want to look at this SPLG play. And I'm like, okay, shoot. I am looking to replace VOO, so let me look at this SPLG. So what do? I go to the ETF comparison. What is that? You just go to Google and look for it and just type in ETF comparison tool. Click that into Google. Google gonna bring a couple of them up for you. You pick your one you like. You go to that tool. You put in the ticker symbol for both of them. You hit enter, and it gives you all the information you need on both of them to compare them. That easy, guys. See, all this hard work, all this other stuff we be doing, I don't do any of that. I just go to Google and I use the tools Google gives me. Google is great for that. So I didn't have to do anything but go to Google, and that's where the research started. I typed in SPLG and I typed in VOO in that ETF comparison tool that Google gave me. And guess what it did? It listed them side by side, expense ratio, what they invest in, performance, history, all of that stuff. More stuff that I even needed, right? So I was like, shoot, man. SPLG got a lower expense ratio than VU. SPLG performance-wise against VU's performance over the last 5 years, 10 years is basically the same. Now, VU is a bigger fund because Vanguard is bigger. You know, VU, you're talking about $1.3 trillion in assets in VU. SPLG ain't nowhere near that, right? But when you look at both of them side by side from a return standpoint, they track the same index, which is the S&P 500 index. They track the same index. So people thinking they're getting a better this, a better that in VU, no, you ain't. You're getting the same thing because they track the same index. The return is the same. They're tracking the S&P 500, both of them. So that's that's what I do when I'm researching ETFs. I go to Google, I use that ETF comparison tool, and I put in my 2 ticker symbols, and I compare them. So that's what I did on SPLG and VU, and I did that on FTEC and VGT, right? Now, if I'm picking individual stocks, that's a little bit different. On individual stocks, since I don't want to try to be the expert, even though picking individual stocks, I am assuming the role of expert, I don't want to be that. So what do? I just go buy big boy blue chips that got a historical track record of killing it. I don't try to sit down here and go find the next big home run. That's not my forte. I don't do that. What I go is I find the ones that are already at the top and I just buy them. So when it came to individual stocks for 2024, matter of fact, some of y'all will remember this. I started Magnificent 7 back in like the 4th quarter 23. I started talking about it on my videos, saying, guys, I'm gonna be dollar cost averaging in this thing right here, these Magnificent 7. I'm gonna be doing it every week. I started that, right? And how did I come up with that? Because what I did was I went out and I looked at the S&P 500, and I was toying around with the S&P 500, what companies are in the S&P 500, and I ran across a little article on Google talking about the Magnificent 7. I had never heard of the Magnificent 7. Now, of course, I heard of Google and all of them, but I didn't know they had separated them out and called them the Magnificent 7. I didn't know that. But I'm doing a little research on Google, and I saw this little thing that said Magnificent 7. I'm thinking, what is that? So I clicked on it, and it said, oh, Magnificent 7 are these 7 companies, and they make up 28% of the value in the S&P 500. These 7 companies, 28%. And I was like, oh my goodness, that's a monster. What are these? Let me look at these. And I said, shoot, man, I don't need to look for no more companies in. I just take the Magnificent 7. If they represent 28% of the volume, and the other 493 companies take up the other 72%, I'm gonna take these 7 companies, and this is all I'm gonna. And then when I started researching the 7 companies, and I found out that 6 of the 7 companies are the top 6 companies in the world, market value standpoint. Most value companies in the world, top 6, excluding Tesla. I was like, oh, that's it. That's all I need. I don't need nothing else. They proven. And then I go look at each one of them, and I look at the historical track record on them. Where did they come from? Which is really easy to do on Google again. Or you go to their website. Look in investor relations on their website, each one of them. And it'll tell you exactly what the financial. But I didn't do all that. I just went to Google and said, okay, what has Microsoft done over the last 10 years, Google? Give it to me. I was like, oh, shoot. What did Apple do? Oh, shoot. What did Meta do? What did Nvidia do? What did Tesla do? And then it also gave me a cumulative return for the 7. So it gave me each individual one, and then it gave me a total. And it was like 40-something%. No, I know what it was. In 2023, when you looked at the Magnificent 7, those 7 companies in 2023, the ROI was over 100%. And that did it for me. I was done. I didn't need to go, I didn't need to see anything else. I said, you know something, if I can dollar cost average it in these things over the next 10 years and I get a 20 to 25, 30% return over the next 10 years with this DCA, that's a game changer for me in my little Pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's all I need. And this is before I even knew about like separating the video out and just going hard on the video. I didn't even know about that. I was just buying the video as part of the Magnificent Seven. I didn't even really do the research on it. And then in 24, I kept hearing the video and I was like, I'm already buying this in the Mag 7. Let me look at this thing. Pull that out, and that's when I just went crazy on the video since then, and I'm glad I did. But that's it for me, Barbara. I don't go research a bunch of stocks. If I'm buying individual stocks, I have to buy the very best companies out there. And for me, it's the Magnificent Seven. Y'all may disagree and have your own companies, and that's okay. But for me, there ain't no companies in the world, no companies in the S&P 500 better than those 7 top companies. So that's what I buy because it reduces my need to be the expert. It reduces me from having to be the expert. And then, of course, SPLG, FTEC, that's where I put the bulk of the money, right? Because I don't have to be the expert in those. The fund is the expert. They're tracking an index. They're tracking a sector. It's pretty cut and dry, right? Get your return, just stick it in there, be patient, be disciplined, be consistent, and you're gonna get that return. Just stay in there. So that's what I do. So I don't go out and research a lot of stocks, guys. I don't. Now, if I go find my little shorts, I'll research them a little bit. But any of my longs, they're the top 7 companies. I mean, you're talking about 6 of the top 7 companies in the world. What is it to research? For me, nothing. I already seen the returns. I don't need to research nothing else. I know who Google is. I know who Microsoft is. I know who Apple is. I know who Amazon is. I know who Nvidia is. I know who Tesla is. I know who Meta is. I don't need to research them. I already know who they are. I use them every day. So for me, it was really easy. If you want to go out and research individual companies, I'd start with Google, type in the company in Google and see what comes up. And then I'd go to the company's website and find out what they really do and what their secret sauce is, what differentiates them from their competitors. So on these other companies, that's what I would do. But I don't buy those other companies, so I don't have to do that. I just buy the Magnificent Seven. And that's it for me. Lisa in Arizona, I'm on hold now till after the election. I am wrong. That's your game plan. You do whatever you want to do, Lisa. I'm not sure what the thought process is behind waiting till after the election, but whatever that is, it's your plan. You do whatever you want to do. Not me. I'm going to keep buying, period. I don't know what I'm trying to time the market for. I keep telling y'all guys, stop trying to time the market. I don't know why we trying to time the market. Oh, I'm going to wait till what's going to happen different after the election that ain't happening right now? I don't know. But it's your business. You go do what you got to do. But for me, I'm not trying to time the market. I just want to be in the market. In the market, history tells me that's where the best performance is. Not trying to time it. Oh, golly, I'm going to wait till after Christmas. And I think, I'm going to wait after Black Friday. When Black Friday hits, everything's going to, no. I'm just going to be in the market every day, 365 days. I don't know what I'm waiting for. That's what I don't understand. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? What are we waiting to happen? You do know it's a continuous bull market. It's going to go up, period. Consolidations every now and then, but it's going back. So why are we waiting? I don't know. I don't know. $138 a share, Richard. That's too high for me for Nvidia. Then don't buy it. It's not high for me. It's a bargain. It's cheap compared to what it's going to be, in my opinion, right? Now, if it doesn't work out, I'm a big boy. I take that on the chin, get myself back up, move to the next one. But time in the market, waiting on something that we think is going to, I don't know why people do that. But it's your financial freedom. You got to figure out what you want to do. But my recommendation is figure out what you're trying to get accomplished and get in the market instead of trying to time the market. That would be my recommendation. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy on YouTube. So what do I know? This is from Bailey. What did you learn from a coach that propelled you in your financial journey? What did I learn from a coach that propelled me in my financial journey? Time in the market is better than trying to time the market. That's what I've learned over these 30 years, guys. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. That's all I did. Don't try to time it, Richard. Just every month, DCA, high, low, in between, crash, boom, don't matter. Keep doing it. Just do that until you reach the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and big boy blue chip. That's all I've done, guys. I'm no expert. I just follow the rules. I keep telling you, if you know the rules to the game, you can get in the game. If you don't know the rules to the game, you can't get in the game. You can't participate. The rules are this. The rules are this. You buy low, you sell high. That's the rules. That's the rule. You buy low, sell high. 138 for Nvidia right now. You buy it at 138, you sell it at 168. You buy it at 168, you sell it at 198. You buy it at 198, you sell it at 218. You buy it at 218, you sell it at 318. You buy it at 318, you sell it at 418. You see where I'm going with this, guys? That's the rule. I don't know where we get with this. Oh, golly, I'm going to wait till it goes down. I'm going to wait till it goes down. Again, what are we doing? The 1% want y'all to sell when you should be buying, and they want you to buy when you should be selling. That's the trick. That's the 1% vacuum they got a lot of us in. I keep telling you, if you believe in the company and you believe it goes higher, what are you waiting on? Why would I wait on Nvidia to go down to 108 when I'm telling everybody I believe it's going to $500 a share, but I'm going to wait till it goes down to 108 before I get back in. It don't make no sense, guys. Either you believe in the company or you don't. Don't fool yourself into thinking you believe in something that you don't, because if you believed in it, you'd be in now. Now, it's one thing if you say, no, I don't believe in it, but I do believe it'll go back down to 108 and I can jump in at 108 and then jump out at 130. I believe in that, Richard. At least you believe in something. Then take that strategy. But don't sit up here and talk about, oh yeah, it's going to the moon. It's going to go to 1,000 a share, but I'm going to wait till it falls down to 108 before I get in. Come on, guys. Pick a strategy. Either you're going to time the market or you're going to just be timing the market. You got to choose. And ain't nothing wrong with the strategy you choose, but this whole notion of, oh, I think it's going higher, but I'm not going to buy it right now. I'm going to wait till it goes down to 108 before I buy it. What is that? I don't know, guys. Last one, and then I'm out of here. It's 10 o'clock and I'm tired. So this is the last one. My good man, Kent Gant Jr. I keep my 2004 plus shares of Nvidia, but I'm waiting on the 1,200 a share to come back around like it did before it did the split. My question is, how much would it be worth if my average cost is 109 a share right now? Well, just take the 109, right? You take the 109, what, you got 204 shares? So you got 204 shares. This is the way I do it. Other people do it differently. So you got 204 shares times 109. Oh, let me do that. 204 shares times, what did you say, 109? Let me see, what did you say? 109 a share, okay. So you got 109 a share, so you take the 204 times 109, so that's 22,236. That's your cost basis, right? So if I got 204 shares, I paid 109 a share, your cost basis is 22,236, if I did my math right. So $22,000 is your cost basis. Let's say it goes up to $1,200. So I got 204 shares times 1,200. That's 244,800 minus my cost basis, 22,000. So you got about $222,000 if it goes from your cost basis of 109 all the way up to $1,200 a share on your 204 shares. You're gonna make some good money. Now, that's the way I do it, guys. You might, some of you guys that, went to college for this. Y'all might do it differently. I didn't go to college for it. This is the way I do it. So yeah. So it says I kept my 204 shares of Nvidia, but I'm waiting on the $1,200 a share to come back around. My question is, how much would it be worth if the average cost is $109 a share right now? You're going to be up $222,000. If this thing on your 204 shares goes to $1,200 a share and your cost basis is $109 a share, you're going to be in good shape. Oh yeah, also Wealth Builders, I hit my milestone of my first 100K just a few days ago as the market kept going up. Congratulations, man. That first 100K is the hard part. It's on to a Milski now, man. Now it's on higher, right? Higher, just higher. So congratulations, Kent, on that one, man. That's a good milestone for you. You're going to even go higher. Just discipline, consistency, patience. Big boy blue chip, hold them long term, be in good shape. Well, all right, last one I'm going to go is my main man, TJ. What's up, Richard? Hope all is well. My friend, can you give your input on individuals who are just starting out on their investing journey, who are in their 50s? I know a few people who are in their late 50s without much invested. Some have nothing invested and feel as if it's too late. Same thing that I told Making It Happen earlier. I think that was Making It Happen. Same thing. No, that wasn't Making It Happen. That was Alvin. Alvin had a question, and I broke it down. That ain't no different. I don't care if you're 18 or you're 80. You still got to answer the same 3 questions. You still got to figure out why you're doing all this. I don't care what age you are, guys. I don't really care. If you're still breathing and you're on this earth, 18 to 80, you still got to figure out why you would buy any of this stuff. You got to figure out why you're doing it. 20 years old, 50 years old, figure out why you're doing it, and then answer those 3 questions. Target date, target amount, target net worth. And then figure out how much you need to put in every single month at a 10% rate of return, compounded annually over however many years is your target date. It'll tell you how much you need to put in every year. Then you go to your money and you look at your money and say, well, do I got enough? No. Go get you some side hustles. Make the difference up and put it in there, right? Consistency, discipline, patience. That's it, TJ. Doesn't matter what your age is. I don't care what your age is. See, again, guys, age is nothing but fear. See, this whole notion of, oh, I'm 50 years old and it's too late, that's fear. If that person was 20 years old, they'd say the same thing. Oh, 20 years old, I'm too young. I don't know enough. Fear. 50 years old, oh, golly, it's too late. I'm too old. Fear. It's all fear, guys. I told you, 3 financial killers. Fear, pride, greed. Kill you dead. Those 3 right there in your financial life, they will destroy you. You have to take those 3 financial killers out and replace them with patience, consistency, and discipline. You do that, you win. All right, guys, I appreciate you. I'm out of here. I'm out of time. I gotta get my butt up in the morning and get my day started. So I gotta get out of here. I appreciate y'all though rocking with me. Hopefully y'all got something out of this. Hopefully y'all got something out of it. I got something out of it. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So thank you so much for participating and rocking with me. And again, man, time in the market is better than trying to time the market. I keep telling y'all, I know some of y'all listen to me, some of you don't. But again, at the end of the day, it's your financial plan. It's your wealth transfer blueprint. I'm just a guy on YouTube that's trying to lend my 30 years of experience doing this. Take what you need, throw back what you don't. That's how it is, right? You make your own decisions. I appreciate y'all who are rocking with me in the Wealth Builders. Man, what a run we've had in the last 5 months. But guess what? We just getting started. We just getting started. We're going to keep building this thing and keep building community higher and higher and higher. We're going to keep doing it. Y'all stay in there and hang in there with me. We're going to keep doing it. Appreciate y'all for stopping in tonight. We had a pretty decent little audience in here tonight, so thank you. A lot of great questions. I know some of them I missed. Direct message me on Patreon if I missed you, and I'll be more than happy to answer your question through direct message. Certainly, I'm gonna recommend you guys participate in the community chat. Make sure you get in there. We got some wonderful people in there that really pour everything they have into that community chat. These people pour everything they have into that community chat, and I'm so appreciative of them. I told you guys, this whole thing is not about me. This whole thing is about community. That's the key. That's the secret sauce. And wrapping yourself in that community, learning these people who are in that community, asking them for help, being financially vulnerable from time to time. But then turn around when you have something to share it. No, nothing that you share is something, share it. As long as it's financial in nature, share it. And it's positive and it's helping people. We don't want things in there that are just tearing people down and gloom and doom. We ain't gonna have that. Because I understand the stock market is a continuous bull market. So all this gloom and doom crap, people be trying to drop it, get it out of here. I know what this thing is. I've been in it for 30 years. I know what it is. It's a continuous bull market. So just be positive, be disciplined, be consistent, be patient, big boy blue chip, long term, you'll be fine. That's what we want, right? So thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. I'll be back next week, next Monday. So, make sure you join us. Make sure you, like I said, get over to that community chat and make sure you get into the posts on the main Patreon page and DM me if you need to. Like I said, guys, we got this coming. We got some more stuff coming for the wealth builders coming real soon. So have some patience with myself and Miss MJ. We got some stuff coming, so hang in there and we'll see you soon. I hope this was helpful. It was certainly helpful for me. I love being around you guys and interacting with you through questions. So thank you. Appreciate you. Y'all are the best financial community in the world. Thank you. Wealth builders. So, hey, man, let's have another good day tomorrow and the rest of this week in the stock market. And then let's just keep going higher, baby. Hey, and if we do have a setback, guess what? Opportunity, right? Y'all know that. It's an opportunity because we know it's going to turn itself around and it's going to go higher. So any setbacks is just an opportunity, right? To buy our favorite companies. If we got some money on the sideline, we can buy our favorite companies at a discount. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for participating. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy, get wealthy, stay strong, stay long. Catch y'all on the next one.